Welcome to SprintPMP Academy. If you're serious about passing PMP, you need to start thinking differently. Let's begin. You're managing a project. Everything is on track. Timeline perfect. Team aligned. And suddenly, one person walks in, and everything starts falling apart. Who is that person? That is a stakeholder. Most people think a stakeholder is just someone involved in the project. At SprintPMP Academy, we don't use weak definitions, because in real projects, stakeholders don't just exist. They influence, they block, they accelerate, they destroy. Here's the definition you actually need. A stakeholder is anyone who can impact your project or be impacted by it. Simple, but dangerous if you underestimate it. Let's make this real. You're working on a pipeline project. You think your stakeholders are your team, your manager, maybe the client. But then, a local authority delays your permit. A nearby community protests your work. A senior executive suddenly demands changes. And just like that, your project is no longer under your control. This is exactly what we train at SprintPMP Academy, to see risks and stakeholders before they hit you. Most PMP aspirants fail here. They think stakeholders are just people in meetings. No, stakeholders are power centers. Some have high power. High interest leads to control your project. High power, low interest can destroy you silently. Low power, high interest create constant pressure. Ignore even one, and your project pays the price. So pause for a second. Think about your last project. Did you identify all stakeholders, or just the obvious ones? That blind spot is where failure starts. In PMP, you don't just list stakeholders. You manage them. You identify them early. You analyze their power and interest. You plan how to engage them, and you continuously monitor their behavior. At SprintPMP Academy, this is where we separate people who pass from people who struggle. Imagine this. You ignore a stakeholder because they seemed unimportant. Weeks later, they escalate to senior management, block your approvals, and now your entire project is at risk. Was it a technical problem? No. It was a stakeholder problem. Remember this, projects don't fail because of tasks. They fail because of people. And stakeholders are the people you don't fully understand yet. If you want to pass PMP, stop memorizing definitions. Start thinking like this. Follow SprintPMP Academy, because here, we don't just teach PMP. We train you to think like a project manager.